this hat from some kid I was very good friends with's leftover entire birthday cake. By age 4, I moved into this place and started funneling my knowledge of redundant topics into, well, this whole thing. Don't drink, kids, it'll age you bad. Fast forward to today, and goddammit, I'm talking about tycoons. I guess that's ironic. After the whole thing with the Hunt Mega Edition, I've been down like $1 million. I mean, I even had to loan my bathroom. Oh, to be only nearly bankrupt again. Ooh, what's this? Click here for free Robux? Well, free's more than minus $1 million, and as we all know, nothing on the internet could ever be dangerous. Click. What could that be? What? Hang on a minute. This isn't free Robux. This is... Oh. I don't know if I have the room for this, but money's money. Soon enough, my debt might not even be crippling. The first ever tycoon on Roblox was most likely Bread Factory Tycoon. Don't believe the evil lies of the Roblox wiki. It is called Bread Factory Tycoon and was created in January of 2008 by Uber. Although before that he had made other games such as his first game, King of the Hill, and Terrorist Simulator 2. I guess the first one was just so good that it needed a sequel. According to the Roblox wiki, Bread Factory Tycoon had amassed over 500,000 visits in the 4 months that it was around. That sounds fishy. I mean, Roblox only had a third as many users by the time that this game was released. It also doesn't source this at all. So I did some digging to try and find the game. First I checked the Roblox blog, well, the archive, because Roblox purged the original blog. Thanks guys, glad you value preserving your history. The game was mentioned in a blog post on February 1st, 2008, but the link in the blog post takes you to another game by Mr. Uber Mini Golf, with nearly 65,000 visits. I put the link to that game into the Wayback Machine and found that the original Bread Factory Tycoon was replaced around the end of February 2008 by Uber Mini Golf. The Roblox website also says that the game Link was created on the 23rd of February, which is 22 days after the original blog post, so it's fair to assume that Bread Factory Tycoon was killed on that day. Comparing the last archive of Bread Factory Tycoon with the first archive of Uber Mini Golf, Bread Factory Tycoon was deleted with about 38,000 visits at maximum and barely even existed for 2 months, let alone 4, meaning the Roblox wiki was completely wrong. If that surprises anyone. Luckily, Uber left most of his games on copylock, meaning Bread Factory Tycoon has
You
been
arrive at
preserved
the
for
docks of
re-uploads,
Flaying
as well as a
Rock
couple of
Refuge.
remakes. Here's a
This place
re-upload
used to
I
be
found
really
from May
nice
of
until the
2008,
handsome
which
sorcerer
actually
messed
still works.
everything up.
There are 2 main remakes.
I say we
one
head toward
uploaded
the town to
in 2009
investigate.
and one in 2015, which is more of a complete overhaul compared to the older one. I think it's a really interesting piece of Roblox history. Some of the mechanics are genuinely better than most of the games that we'll be looking at later, although I will say it does feel a bit slow in terms of progress, although the fact that it still works
It's a lovely
even
day
in
in Flame Rock
2025 is quite
Refuge, a
impressive.
far
Like, this
cry
game's
from...
Wait,
older than you,
didn't you just
more
say the
functional
sorcerer
than
messed
you,
up the
and
town?
better
Why would
than
things be
you.
lovely?
There are 2 roles.
what I meant to say is, it's eternal night, and here's spooky music, and the whole area kind of smells like butts and dead people.
This area kind of smells like butts and dead people.
Repairmen were only added because Uber couldn't figure out how to make a game with 4-player servers.
Suddenly you're attacked by a horde of skelliemans. They start shooting at you!
Another Tycoon game, Farm Tycoon, which is there is a fixed version made by the same guy who did Bread Factory Tycoon, massive style remake. The other one was also a popular link to around in it. The link to it and all the updates is in the description, along with the music and my socials. Hey, subscribe, join my group. Sorry. Another perk of it being uncopylocked is this. Check that out. It's like a 2008 client if this really worked. Uber's Tycoons would have been revolutionary even if they weren't the first Tycoons, because like many on the forums at the time said, they were more interesting and mechanically unique than their successors. Uber quit sometime in the second half of 2009 based on his final post to his blog in June and his status being unchanged since sometime before August of that year. At some point in early 2011 he came back and edited his status and bio to announce that he quit and wasn't coming back. Then at the end of January leading into February in 2016 his account was hacked, had all the money on his account stolen for trading, and then was terminated. And that marks the end of the Uber saga. On that note, how's my bank doing? Well, I made a bit of money, but I want to make some more. Oh god, measles! Wait, never mind. Ooh, more money making opportunities, yes please. Let me just... Ah, crap. Oh, that was all my money. Really, brings the room together. I need some more money, fast. Guess in the meantime. Around the time of Bread Factory and Farm Tycoon's success, a lot of people decided to cash in on a trend, some people creating rip-offs of the original Bread Factory, such as this one that claims that Uber ripped them off. And they're actually kind of technically right. You see, Bread Factory games were already a somewhat established genre on Roblox, but they weren't really tycoons. Uber's games were still the first to have buttons to buy things, and Bread Factory games were more teamwork based, whereas Uber's had each person running their own factory. Other noteworthy tycoons from around the time include your Store Tycoon by none other than Dude One, you know, the guy who made work at a pizza place. Lumber Tycoon by none other than the guy who made Lumber Tycoon 2. And of course, plenty of generic tycoons with barely any identity. And quite a lot of war tycoons. All of these are kind of important in their own way, because all of them stem into their own little subgenre.
Just follow the screaming.
Farewell, friend.
Alright, I'll admit from here it gets a little bit difficult to analyze each game individually, because there's thousands. Tycoons are a big genre, there's a lot of them, but none of them are really unique enough to stand out to a point of being documented apart from the few I mentioned already. I'm just gonna showcase a few that I found. Factory Tycoon, made in February of 2009, and this game was released so what? Well, it played out, but there was no reply. Oil looks like it'd be crap. Too bad you don't spawn in. I've never seen a game do it. Online though, you can't do it. The game's just the first free model oil tycoon kit was published in July of 2008, and the game has seen critical dramas on the pro. It's popular if you're interested. Live Tycoon by a game that exists anymore. It's made by Dennis VDC _X about 2 weeks after he joined Roblox, so you may know from making Beanpong Tycoon 2. This guy showed us immediately started pumping out innovative tycoons and still hasn't let up. For an outlier, one more round of tycoons for time. Gem Tycoon, this is another one that still works. Can't do anything. How'd you like that? There were a couple of common tycoon kits at the time. Obviously Ubers were still in circulation, but there were others such as War Gods, which I already mentioned, Ryuga, as well as some video tutorials. Back to Duncan on the Roblox wiki, they have a line about a certain tycoon kit here, and while what they wrote is technically true on its own, the kit they're talking about would be more suited for reference in the modern section, as it was published around the end of 2014, not, as the wiki implies, before 2011.
Gonna pick your Give me your damn
research. I searched the Roblox forum for War Tycoon and found plenty of people from around 2009 and onwards talking about making them, but every single one either didn't have the Tycoon anymore, or was banned, or just never made it. Well, except for this one. Okay, this wasn't a War Tycoon, but I found on the internet some advertising War Tycoon, so it's close enough. I mean, there were a couple that I found, such as this one, Medieval War Tycoon, where you had to kill people to earn the money. Yeah, that's what distinguishes a Tycoon from a War Tycoon, by the way. They aren't just war-themed, you profit from the war itself. Here's another one that didn't work. The point is, these existed. People loved combat, people buy Tycoons sometimes, so why not them? The ones with weapons don't really work anymore, which, like, some of them are over 15 years old, so that does check out. There's also a lot of general combat games trying to deceive you into thinking that they're tycoons where money's awarded on kills, but they're separate because they don't focus on building up a base, they're just combat games. What do you mean awesome? Looks like to be a tycoon. Some of them are also PvE oriented, for example Zombie Defense Tycoon, which you're looking at old footage of now. This tycoon game's mainly based on zombie kills as opposed to players. Exciting stuff, I know. Okay, it's fair to assume you all at least know of Lumber Tycoon. I mean, Lumber Tycoon 2 has over 1 billion visits, but I'll touch on that later. Lumber Tycoon 1 was created in October of 2008 and was very likely inspired by Duke's Farm Tycoon, actually it's more refined that game's free mechanic. The original game is still open, copy locked and available to play, although I don't think it works, so we'll switch to a fixed version. The gameplay is very simple. Cut trees, put them in a machine, turn them into planks, rush away over here to sell them, rinse and repeat. This is what I'm going to refer to as a manual labor tycoon. You actually do the stuff yourself. There isn't too much autonomy. This definitely isn't a bigger genre, but it doesn't mean that there aren't any other around. Lumber Tycoon 2 definitely holds out.
Oh shit.
Want a sleek that stays up? Garnier presents Super Tea Sleek and Stay Serum. Patented water-resistant technology to block out frizz. For ultra glassy sleek that stays up to 5 washes. Tea Sleek and Stay System by Garnier.
Before they became legends, they were warriors who fought together in the imprisoning war, the epic battle that would shape Hyrule's future. Experience the untold story of the Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Together, we will strike down the Demon King.
Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. Join the battle now.
Ain't exactly along for this world. You know what?
I think you deserve a little hint. My secret involves your pathetic resistance dying.
Like I said before, this game was created by Dude One, most famous for working at a pizza place. Despite what the Roblox wiki says, this was, I think, the first sandbox tycoon. You can place things in a tile system, choose what you place, stock shelves, decorate, you know, sandbox tycoon stuff. The original game says it was made in March 2008, however the earliest it truly existed was in August of 2009, before that was something else, and it had to have been made up in June of 2008, so sometime around then. I had to play a remake since the original's private, and the controls were janky to say the least, although for a sandbox tycoon with NPC AI made it be laggy in 2009, the fact that it works at all is genuinely impressive. To me, at least. Now, here's the most 2009 video you'll ever see showing some gameplay from when the game was relatively new. I can't play the audio because of copyright, but you can probably guess what's playing. The game had a fair amount of depth, but I'd say it's genuinely still worth playing if it wasn't for the fact that it directly inspired the creation of Retail Tycoon, which is just kind of the exact same thing, but significantly more polished.
This is it.
And even despite that, it's genuinely still worth checking out. Hell yeah, why not? So that's where Tycoon, came from. Yo, who the hell are you? Please put the sword up. Look, they've already been held hostage in here once this year. I'm not due for the second time until at least, like, October. Could you just... Thanks. God, the second I feel like I'm making progress after the whole table thing, you're really gonna make me buy home security? Fine.
We're so
What?
good.
That's gonna do a number on my electricity bill. From 2010 until around 2015-ish, tycoons were in a weird state. I wouldn't agree with the Roblox wiki claiming that they were on a 5-year decline. I mean, go to literally any archive of the games page from literally any point of time, there will always be at least one tycoon in the first few pages, but I will say they definitely weren't evolving. Around this time, the typical stand around and white tycoons themed around whatever thing that the developer was into that day were pretty common, though there were still some creative ones. Tycoon kits were only really used for the script up to a certain point. Everything else was generally built by the creator instead of being handed to them by the kit, so they were always fresh for free. You've been seeing footage of random tycoons I found in the background, but yeah, you can have one from the top of the front page each year until 2015. Aren't I just the kindest? Village Tycoon. I found this one on the front page in 2010. Funnily enough, it was actually quite difficult to find a tycoon from back then that wasn't updated within the past, like, 5 years. This one was last updated in 2015, could you tell? The first thing you'll notice about this game is that it definitely is Village Tycoon and is certainly the original. I don't know if a fifth of the screen needed to be a watermark, but thankfully you can get rid of it. The second thing you'll notice is that money comes in slow. So slow, in fact, that I gave up after a few minutes and I didn't feel like waiting. Little House 1. Two-player War Tycoon. Yeah, two-player tycoons it is. To be honest, I don't think that they're all that worth mentioning. They're kind of just tycoons, but you can't buy some of the buttons in your tycoon. Someone else has to. My experience with this game was joining, then someone else immediately joined, then spent 10 minutes doing whatever this was. To which I joined in with the ritual until I somehow managed to kill them through all of these force fields, and then they immediately left. I have no words. To make this even weirder, this person joined in 2009 and the description says that they love tycoons, so it's entirely possible this person played this game back around 2011. I feel like I just encountered a ghost of a player who's been trapped in this game for over a decade. Enough existential drift for now though, here's Bank Tycoon. Let me tell you, this was a great time. It supposed to trick you into thinking it's going to be boring with another one of these setups money making, and well, it kind of is, but you have everything to play yourself with in the meantime. First off, raiding is extremely overpowered. You can fly across the map in seconds. There's this playground, which is lovely, and the racetrack. The racetrack is great, take it from me, but it didn't respond well to the paths I got for the playground. And I also realized it's extremely easy to use said paths to steal a car. So I did that, bought some upgrades, bank goes, there's definitely are girls at a bank, then my car got stuck in the entrance. I wanted to help it, but I did this instead. I also got this cool door, isn't it cool? The game also had a jump scare in the form of a genuinely interesting mechanic. You can invest money in this thing and claim the interest as extra income. With that, I finished the bank's building. You might think it looks ugly, but I think you should revel in the fact that I have a spinning Robux sign and you don't. This game highlights everything wrong with capitalism. 8 out of 10. Happy 2013 everyone, we're playing City Tycoon 2. Sure, I'll load my save for this game I've never played. It is very fast paced. I mean, look how fast I make money. Look at the way stuff spawns in when you buy it. This is the most intense tycoon experience I've ever had. After a few minutes, I decided enough was enough and quit. It was starting to scare me. I should note this game was updated in 2017 and remained on the front page for most of that time. It was also made by the same guys to Broken Bones games, which, oh, I just remembered, Broken Bones 2 has tycoon elements in it. Don't call yourself tycoon. For 2014, I chose two-player Gun Factory Tycoon. Remember earlier when I brought up that tycoon kit that was made in 2014? Well, this was one of the first games to use it because it was made by the person that made it, Bereza. This game was featured in a blog post. It was the 11th most played game of 2014. It's also a 2-player Tycoon. I'm only 1 player, and it progresses extremely slowly solo, so instead, let's talk about the kit itself. It's a very simple and intuitive kit. It comes with a little tutorial on how to create a new dropper to buy, which you can easily apply to creating literally anything. Duplicate the dropper, change a couple of values, duplicate a button, change a couple of values, and there you go. It's not the only Tycoon kit out there, and if that inspires you, then go and make your own Tycoon. Why the hell not? Generic Tycoons now are all the same and not rewarding. Given how easy it is to go ahead and make your own of a kit, why don't you? Just for the fun of it. Or not, do whatever you want, man. Now we're on to 2015. It's summer and Lumber Tycoon 2 just released. Wow! Lumber Tycoon's instant success seemed to inspire other creators to make their own Tycoons, because this is the front page around Lumber Tycoon's release, and this is the front page at the start of 2016. That's a lot of Tycoons. Before that though, I want to do our final random game. Okay, this one's not as random, but it's Clone Tycoon. Everyone loves Clone Tycoon. There's just something so satisfying about watching your little guys take over the map. Sadly though, the original game has a fair amount of bugs. This gambling thing doesn't work good, the upgrades were displaying wrong, and the rocket clones were removed from the game like 9 years ago, and I couldn't find any evidence of their existence. Were they even real? I swear they existed. Does anyone else remember? It's still Clone Tycoon though, so it's worth checking out. Plus it has a sequel. Back on Lumber Tycoon 2, I could review it myself, or I could review Roblox's review of it, because Roblox used to have this guy review their games.
Defalcio's ever so popular Lumber Tycoon from back in the day has finally made a comeback with an all-new version.
You said it, Max. I like this review. It's short, lists a few pros and cons, but I think it's genuinely enough to form an opinion on whether or not the game looks like something you'd enjoy, and the music is kick-ass. I don't know why Max's Lumber Tycoon 2 review needed to be presented in such a crazy way, but I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
If you're having a bad day, realize that our bad days make the good days that much better. Take care, friends.
Get off!
Now the real fun begins. I'll see if I can't phase blast a few of them for you.
You have a timeout! What do I want? What do I want?
He praised the game for having a lot of content, customization, and the issues that he listed, physics being janky, which he doesn't blame the game for so much as he generally blames Roblox. Maybe that's why you don't review Roblox games anymore. The other negative is the... Well, let him tell it.
You know that to chop down a tree, you just hold down the mouse button. That's the case here. You have to keep moving.
There's gonna be some crazy rant battles about this line. He also did a review of the original Lumber Tycoon, and for some reason it's a horror movie trailer. I won't go into detail about this one, but it's in the description. I lied, I will give my opinion on the game though. I think he got it pretty much down. I mean, look at how long it took me to figure out how to buy an axe. Who's the game journalist now, Max? It also took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out where to take the wood, and I had no idea where my home base was. I think this proves that the game would probably benefit from a starter guide or a tutorial of some sort. It doesn't even have to be made, just arrows pointing at stuff. I did like the depositing thing though. You had to kind of break up the tree. Just peek again, I don't know. It felt better than it just unnaturally slide again. You can also do this. So the game's great. To Max's credit, you can actually hold click to top the trees now, just like Minecraft. I spent my entire time trying trees trying to figure out if spam clicking was faster or not. I still don't have an answer for you. Jokes aside, I think I'd probably enjoy the game if I put a bit more time into it. It seems like you can really can when you start making progress, and from what I've seen, the best weather mechanics are pretty good. If you are partial to simulation games and you're patient, you will absolutely adore this game. If you're looking for something more fast-paced, this game is for you. I don't know why, but the first like on in 2016, all of the archives from the game page are the exact same. Look at this, every picture here is from a different month. Why are all the numbers exactly the same? Is this a universal thing or is it just me? And then this archive from 2016 is from 2021. Piggy? How is it? Either way, it certainly made research modded. However, 2016 absolutely saw a resurgence in Tycoons. Such a resurgence that I'm going to arbitrarily call it the golden age of Tycoons. And to celebrate the occasion, I'm going to buy some more... Damn it. Oh no. Oh, no. Yeah. So, before before we
was
talk
fun.
about good, we need to
Feeling
talk
tapped
about
out though. Could you give me another hunk of
this.
iridium?
Also in 2016 began the craze of boring tycoons being played by YouTubers. Listen, I love Dan Dr. Treblock's TDM as much as the next guy back then, but looking back on these videos,
Give it here.
these really aren't that interesting. All of them are the same because, well, all generic tycoons are kind of the same. Sometimes there's unique mechanics, there's fighting, I guess, but that's optional considering the owner-only door. And, you know, it's not like there's consequences to dying. Not to say that these games are bad and that liking them is wrong. I mean, it's a guilty pleasure, nobody really hates them, but they were definitely a huge epidemic. They also featured this sound effect that played whenever anyone couldn't afford something. You hear it constantly in the background throughout any video on a tycoon made with this kit. I couldn't pay my rent this month and the landlord just stared into my eyes and went, these tycoons also didn't save, so if you left or lagged out or anything, then your progress was gone. Boo-hoo, loser. Should have had better connection. But what do you even do when you finish? Sit around, make more money? Spend on what? What's the point in getting there anyway? Max out production so that you can buy pointless models to just look at? The most prominent of these was absolutely McDonald's Tycoon. Everyone played McDonald's Tycoon, or at least watched someone play it. This game got deleted a few years ago for copyright infringement. Don't know what McDonald's had against specifically this game, but it eventually got reborn as McRonald's Tycoon. Subtle, I know, which is more or less the exact same, just less Donald, more Ronald. All of these games use the same kit, which I've identified as Zednov's Tycoon kit. Zednov was a very prolific tycoon creator for a while, but was eventually terminated for making a game called Robux Tycoon, which wasn't a scam, but, I mean, come on, it sounds like one. Also, if I was a stupid kid and I saw a game called Robux Tycoon, I'd play it for hours thinking I was making Robux. I know I do that, because when I said if I was a stupid kid, I meant when I was a stupid kid, because I did that at least 3 times. I was not very scam-aware back then. Either way, there's not much to say about the kit. It's easy to use, there's plenty of modified versions available as free models. If you wanted to make a tycoon, like I said earlier, this is definitely a fine option too. You can somewhat tell if a game is using it because of the spawn texture that it comes with. Is that it? Can we finally talk about the good stuff? Retail Tycoon, heavily inspired by Your Store Tycoon, which really shows. I mean, you start in a 3x3 space and NPCs walk in and look around the store. Sound familiar? Here's my old save from when I first played. This predates Retail Tycoon 2, spoilers, that exists, and, well, interior design clearly wasn't my strong point. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about games from this point unless I feel like I should, because there's a lot to talk about, but as far as for this game holding up, sure. I mean, there's a few things like this guy's lack of a face and the weird opera proportions forced upon you that make you tower over all of the NPCs, but other than that, I'd say it's still worth playing. Better than a sequel? Well, I don't know, how about you have some goddamn patience?
Yeah, someone went to Best Buy.
She's working. Making a holiday video? Yep, with my new MacBook Air.
She's very creative.
Duh, she's always been that way. She made me 12 years ago.
Also smart, protecting it with her Best Buy membership.
Mm-hmm. She's perfect. It's like a lot of your dog. It's glorious.
Get great deals on Mac this holiday season at Best Buy.
I talk about Treehouse Tycoon, which later rebranded to Treelands, but I don't really understand it, like, at all. I might be stupid. Max?
If you notice, there's an awful lot of wood grain here.
Wood grain?
We recently partnered with Wood Reviewer to give you the lowdown.
Wood Reviewer?
It is so bad, but if you knew nothing about wood grain, you would guess the bad wood grain is correct, because it actually outnumbers the examples of good wood grain. Even Awesome 3089 agrees it is bad.
He's so right. Now on to Restaurant Tycoon. This game was created by Ultra, who also created like every other tycoon ever in multiple genres. He made both the Fun Tycoon games, which were generic tycoons with a unique method of making money, Pizza Factory Tycoon, which was another generic tycoon with strong emphasis on customization, this game, which is an entire fully functional tycoon scripted in only 50 lines of code, which is uncopyrighted, as well as all of these other tycoons. The man likes tycoons. Anyway, Restaurant Tycoon. This is another one that everyone knows and loves, that's why there's 3 of them. There's a lot of content in this game. Here's my dystopian hellscape of a restaurant. I think there's something wrong with the sign. I also went a bit crazy on the TVs. It's another simple yet in-depth game. Pick your starter restaurant and food, do the tutorial, which I think does a really good job of concisely telling you what to do, and then start working. You've got to do everything yourself at first, but once you made a bit of money, you too can start automating your own exploitative business. I think it's smart that you have to be active to get the money from the table, so even when the game is fully playing itself, you are still encouraged to take part, and it doesn't really get stale. You're constantly working towards upgrades and increasing the size and scale of your restaurant. The only problem I'd say is the fact that you're kind of punished for doing that. You can only have 6 servers maximum, so even in my optimized hellscape of a restaurant, the routing is still being tanked by the slow service, so I kind of have to do it all myself. which is something I just pressed, but still, I paid for these workers, and what did they do? Nothing! Theme Park Tycoon 2. Now I'm sure all of you are wondering, where the hell is Theme Park Tycoon 1? It was made in very early 2012, like 2nd of January, very early 2012, and you're watching gameplay of it from January 29th of the same year. It's private, and it would probably be completely broken anyway, even if it wasn't, but all of Dennis's games are numbered without any clear previous games, so it's interesting to actually see the previous versions, yeah. But as for Theme Park Tycoon 2 itself, you and I both know it's perfect. Plenty of customization, upgrades, building and riding your own roller coasters or other people. You can decorate your park to a quite frankly absurd degree. I mean, look at these. There isn't really anything I can put the game on. Like, it's just fun. He also has 2 other public games, Water Park World and Pool Tycoon 4, but these aren't nearly as popular. I'm pretty sure Water Park World is the successor to the Pool Tycoon series and still receives updates, while Pool Tycoon hasn't been touched since 2023. Water Park World is kind of like Theme Park Tycoon, but with a different context, and for some reason retail tycoon elements. You have to stock the food and drink stores or hire someone to, or if they can't be used. You can also make crazy slides that send people flying. That said, it definitely has less content because it's just a water park, not a theme park. It also has a skill tree as well as this cleaning animation. It's far from a bad game, but it's nowhere near the level of content that Theme Park Tycoon 2 is on. A lot of the games that I mentioned previously have gotten sequels, like Retail Tycoon 2. It's good, albeit a level 2 slow from I like that you can choose between spending more to have the stuff delivered to you, or pay less but have to drive to pick it up. The badge icons are cute. They look like actual real-life badges. Restaurant Tycoon 2 and 3, they're good. Restaurant Tycoon 3 is brand new and constantly being updated. I recommend it, though it is paid access for the minute. I beat it. Restaurant Tycoon 2 came out in 2016 and heavily expands on the original with bosses, side quests, vehicles. It's also worth looking at if you're interested. Finally, I can afford to actually buy some upgrades this time. Oh my god.
Why are you so poor? It's making me look bad.
What, who's the PR guy here, me or you?
Look, at this rate we can begin with it. What happened to all the
It's a long story.
Whatever. Just find out to go to the deals later. I'll sort out getting the money. Just make sure you're not doing anything stupid to try and make it work yourself. Like, for example, ordering an illegal tycoon kit for your house. Like so many of you might go, wait, why would you all do that?
Dang, Polymon's love building their homes on these Southpaw pumps. Well, best kill that monk so you can get that.
From this point, there isn't really much to comment on.
Wondering if you can e-file if you owe taxes? This edition of Tax Tips by TurboTax will explain how you can file and pay online. Filing your federal income tax return online is convenient. You can e-file whether you owe taxes or getting a refund. If you end up owing tax
on in terms of big releases, well, good ones anyway. Moving into 2018, simulators were kind of taking over roller tycoons. In my opinion, they're much worse, but whatever. They kind of serve the same purpose. Wait for stats to go up, the difference between a simulator and don't have anything to actually work towards. You aren't buying a face or anything, you're just raising numbers more. There's no point to them, there's no end goal, there's numbers upon numbers. And I'm sure I'll talk about them at some point. If it's a court order, I'm not doing that willingly. I shouldn't be making those jokes right now. The games like consistently on the front page during this time were Theme Park Tycoon, Pizza Factory Tycoon, Restaurant Tycoon, and McDonald's Tycoon. Granted, the same games page book that I noticed earlier was happening again, so about half of 2018 is the exact same. Speaking of the exact same, something strange started to happen during 2019. Look at these games. That's anything odd. There are 6 tycoons with near identical thumbnails. This is the start of another plague, one that's still ongoing to this day. These weird tycoons started showing up with their ex-property characters as morphs thumbnails, getting thousands of plays each, despite just being practically unedited kits with tons of microtransactions. One of the most prominent is Superhero Tycoon, seen from the 2019 screenshot. Take a guess as to how many visits this game has. That's right,
500.
all of the above. This game has 2.4 billion visits. All of the games with this type of thumbnail put you in the center of the map surrounded by tycoons without fail. It's been happening like this for nearly 7 years. These games suck. And more recently, Tycoons adopted a more simulator-like progression system. I can't really remember any front page examples, but this is an example of what I mean. I call them merge Tycoons. These games are boring. There's, again, nothing to work towards. There's nothing to build. You just buy X object, which spawns Y collectible, and you pick them up, deposit them, and repeat. They're like manual labor Tycoons, except not rewarding at all because you haven't really done anything. You've just walked from point A to point B and maybe pressed a button. These weren't the biggest things, admittedly, but I wanted to bring them up because they were a disappointment, and I'm upset about them. Another more recent genre of Tycoon are these ones. Do X to Y Z. For some reason, literally all of them have the big head in the thumbnail. It's weird. They're meant to be funny, I think. It's kind of hard to tell if they're ironic or not. The one I played was absolutely littered with Robux items, though. All of the yellow tiles were Robux purchases. Pressing shift prompted a Robux purchase. War Tycoons also have a modern variant now. They kind of function more like Clone Tycoon there, having you send troops in instead of fighting yourself. Alright. There's one that I remember playing a few years ago, which was Noob Army Tycoon, which I think I completed back in the day. If I did finish it, then they must have tripled the amount of content in the game since I last played, because I only had 30% completed. The combat system was also completely reworked. There were game modes and custom battle loadouts rather than just sending everything you had in. If I hadn't previously played, I'm sure the tutorial would be good enough to properly learn the game, but as it was not easy to return to. Looks like that turns out a new genre of Tycoon just came out right now. You might know this game due to it being the most concurrently played game ever by a horrifically large amount. This is terrifying. It's also the fastest game to ever reach this many players. It has the absolute worst use of studs I've ever seen in a Roblox game. Give it up for Grower Garden. This is in every sense of the term an idle game, like Cookie Clicker, or any phone game ever. You plant crops, you wait for them to grow, you sell them, buy more, repeat. The game will have you know that it grows offline. It's in every thumbnail, on every game ever. Everything about this game is engineered to keep you coming back, and clearly it works. The offline aspect never truly letting you finish compared to the ethics as well as the plethora of opportunities to play for things in-game. Given all of this, I fully expected to go into the game and find it repulsive, littered with monetization, mind-numbingly simple gameplay. Owned by Jandal, and lo and behold, yeah, I was right. And yet somehow it's genuinely not bad, and I actually don't hate this. The monetization, while definitely present, doesn't actually feel necessary to make progress. From the footage, you might think I've been playing this game non-stop for weeks, but I actually got a head start. Within 5 minutes of joining, 2 people had already given me endgame stuff to sell, so money was never a problem for me. They also gave me their dog. This might be unethical. So maybe the monetization is bad, and I just skipped it. I got really bored within an hour, and I haven't come back since, but to anyone that I said Grower Garden probably sucks to, I somewhat retract that statement. The community seems nice. Granted, you gain benefits for being friends with the people in the server. There's constantly events to keep you engaged. There's these admin abuse events every time there's an update, which are quite cool, and it's the start of a new wave of repetitive garbage on the platform. Slop, if you will. But compared to actual Tycoons, this ain't nothing. And that's kind of it. A genre almost as old as Roblox itself, and the one that for the most part is stayed true to its roots. What's in store for the future of Tycoons? I don't know, I'm not a time traveler. Oh, and as for the Tycoon stuff, I got rid of that by giving it to some guy up front. He charged me $200 and said it was fine or something, which is kind of creepy, and the 200 was all I actually managed to make from the Tycoons anyway, because, you know, all of this I accidentally bought. I'm just destroying the rest of the evidence. Turns out running an illegal empire in your bedroom's kind of hard. But I did manage to make enough from selling one of the Dan TDM codes this month so they can finally get my bathroom back. And with my PR guy sorting out my money by whatever means are deemed necessary, I'll finally be just poor again.
The Switch one is crazy. I don't know.
For making him over and meet her creepy fans.
You guys, you have anything you might want to say to him?
Thanks for being a fan.
To calling Bunny Blue the worst person he has ever met in his life.
You might be the worst person I've ever met in my life.
Matten even has pretty much cemented himself as one of the funniest creators on YouTube. Thanks to his sharp comebacks and dry delivery, half the internet has seen a clip of Matten owning someone at one point.
I have 10 books. Well, I've read Game of Thrones. I'm obsessed with like the Twilight series.
Since Matten is still pretty young, people think they can easily intimidate him.
Okay, drop the ad, bro.
Like we're gonna turn you. What does that mean? You're 15. I'm 15, yeah. No, you're not.
But every time someone tries to outsmart Madden, he shows them just why he is the king of rage bait. And these are the many victims of Madden even. Madden's first online appearance came when he was only 12 years old, and he showed up to an NBA game with a Fight for Freedom, Stand Up for Hong Kong shirt. Madden made national headlines in 2019 when he yelled Free Hong Kong at BlizzCon, one of the biggest gaming events of the year. But the real turning point came at the Game Awards, because right after Elden Ring won Game of the Year and the developers were on stage giving their speech, Madden casually walked up behind them and delivered one of the most confusing lines ever spoken on that stage.
You know, real quick, I want to thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
Most people would have stopped there, but Madden isn't the one to slow down. And over the next few months, the internet started spotting him in random places. Like the time he crashed into Kai Cenat's livestream from Universal Studios.
Yo, I've seen him before. I do. What the hell? What's going on? I've never seen him before.
To when he pulled up at Hassan's protest and called him with his family from his son.
What's going on? How you guys doing? We love landlords. We're here to protest against the landlords and the unions. We love them. We love landlords. We love landlords. We love them a lot. We're all against unions.
But Madden didn't want to be just a kid who randomly popped up everywhere anymore. So he eventually started his own podcast, The Madden Show, where he would humiliate everyone, from OF models to even MMA fighters. And one of Madden's most famous victims was American fitness influencer Bradley Martin. Everybody that follows Bradley knows he doesn't like people messing with his head, especially after the time he slapped the new FaceTime member Stable for snatching it right in the mouth. So when Bradley walked into the podcast, Madden couldn't resist.
Keep your mitts off my boy! Find your secret loser! Die!
No, me and Ronaldo actually talked about this.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with you gave him brain damage.
No, I didn't get it.
But Madden didn't stop there and kept pressing Bradley about it.
Now, when you slapped him, did you do it because you're like a bigger guy? Is he a little... I've never met him. Is he a little bit smaller? Was it a...
Let's go.
So you just did because you're like a bigger guy?
No. Madden was prepared with his questions and asked Bradley about his receding hairline.
If someone offered you $4 in exchange for every piece of your hair, how much money would you make?
Madden was just getting started because he was about to ask Bradley a really important question.
You often claim that you could beat UFC fighters because you weigh 260 pounds. If I gained 100 pounds, do you think I'd become that stupid too?
Bradley was having a really fun time on the podcast until Madden almost tricked him into making a politics statement.
Would you let a Jew work out in your gym without paying if you claimed that the membership was promised to him by God 4,000 years ago?
Bradley's laughter was about to disappear when Madden tried to dox him by putting Bradley's house up for sale online.
Would you be upset if I listed your home online for sale?
What are you talking about? You can come and do a podcast.
Well, in case anybody...
No. Stop. Like, motherfucker. No.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
You're not allowed to say my fucking home address, bro.
I won't say his home address, but he lives.
No, just stop.
While Bradley was laughing through the whole podcast, the next guy had a completely different reaction. Adam22 is an American podcaster who used to be known for his hip-hop interviews, but these days, he and his wife Lena the Plug are in the news for all the wrong reasons. And just as Adam walked into the podcast, Madden didn't waste any time and asked a question which was on everyone's mind.
How you doing, man?
Does it make you uncomfortable to watch your wife get fucked in the ass or no?
Not in the ass.
Well, not in the ass?
Madden had one chance to interview Adam. He was going to make the most out of it.
Would you agree with me that when you started off like that, you must have been riding one of them and fell on your head and lost a couple pieces of that?
With Google Play Games, you can play unlock. Unlock rewards with Google Play points. So the more you play, the more you earn. Go play on mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Download now.
Looks like all the weapon manufacturers licensed E-Tech from Hyperion for their experimental guns. I guess that explains how Hyperion got so rich off that iridium after the vault opened. watching you blast those bandits with that E-Tech gun, I've come to a medically sound conclusion.
Great coffee
E-Tech is
without the
freaking
grind.
dope. Come on back to me whenever you're done out there.
I fell and hit my head, and what happened as a result?
Adam and Matten were discussing how they both hate fat people, and unfortunately for Matten's producer, that was the exact time he walked in to check on the mic.
Yo, my mic's... There's an issue with my mic? Look at you, you fat fucking pig. You fucking meatball. You're fucking McDonald's down the street, you fat fuck. You look like you're about to explode, you fucking piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here, you fat fucking pig. You worried about the mic? Worry about your fucking weight! You fucking fat asshole.
Matten's questions were getting really pointed, but the next one probably broke Adam.
How do you think the content of you and everybody else in your family will affect you and potentially your kids in the future?
I don't care.
You don't think it will affect, or you just don't care about the content, like how it will affect them?
I don't care.
What do you mean?
Don't die. Next question.
Adam's interview was so boring that Matten went live on Instagram just so the fans could ask Adam some questions. But one of those questions ended up being Adam's last straw.
Have you ever slept with a man?
Okay. I'm done.
Done?
Yeah. Appreciate you guys though.
How much would somebody have to pay you to sleep with a man?
After humbling Adam 22 and making sure that he will never appear on the Matten show again, Matten's next victim was a UFC legend. Rampage Jackson is one of the biggest names in history, with a career that stretched over 2 decades and taken him across every major fight stage in the world. Rampage has been streaming his life on Kick for a year, and things were about to get even wilder when he showed up on Matten's podcast.
You got a lot of work to do. Oh, really? Yeah, because look at your shitty ass tables. You got fucking weirdos over here playing blackjack. And this guy is like a damn race car driver, so he's really like a drug dealer.
Oh, he's my manager.
When Rampage tried to promote its energy drink and asked Matten to play, the response got everyone.
Look, you can be honest. You won't hurt my feelings.
Okay, I will be completely honest.
Be completely honest.
Oh, you're really good. That's so
fucking asshole.
No,
hey, you know what? 30 seconds ago when I said I liked it, I take that back. I take it back.
After that, Matten hit Rampage with a question that only he could get away with asking without ending up on the floor.
So I heard that both you and John Jones imply that he won the fight against you because he started crawling in the beginning of the fight. Who do you think would have won if he started crawling, he pulled out a pistol and shot you in the neck?
If John Jones would have pulled out a pistol in my fight, I would have killed him.
But how would you have done that? He beat you with no weapon.
What?
I'm saying he won with no weapons.
It felt like Rampage wasn't really happy with Matten, and he even decided to threaten him.
Hey, just remember, I won't kick your ass on camera.
Just off camera?
Yeah.
No, I'm 17.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, really?
I don't beat up 17-year-olds before.
And when Matten tried convincing Rampage he could do up war, Rampage didn't believe him for a second.
I grew up in like one of those Section 8 households.
Alright, let's go. You're looking for a really hot chick with blue tattoos.
Do you think he's always gonna be poor?
As long as he's still doing math.
Soon after, Matten helped Rampage figure out why fellow MMA fighter Khabib Nurmagomedov might have blocked him on Instagram.
How did you pronounce his last name?
I think I pronounced him Khabib nigga Run.
Also, see that? I think that's why he blocked you. That would be my guess.
It went really well, and now it was Rampage's turn to ask Matten questions.
What's your IQ?
Oh, I took an IQ test. They gave me 195.
Oh, you almost as good as me.
What did you get? 95?
No.
What did you get? You get your 198? So you agreed with me on starting with Einstein.
Fuck yeah, Einstein was an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, compared to me.
After Matten asked this next question, the podcast came to an unexpected end.
Have you ever considered transition and fighting against females?
Now we're getting somewhere.
Say hello to Taylor Brands. Just go to their site,
Oh, man.
enter your LLC state, choose your business name, answer a few questions, and that's it. Now you're...
Gotta get assassinarian.
While Madden was on his best behavior in the interview with Rampage, he went way too far in the next one. Boogie2988 is one of YouTube's oldest creators, and he has been involved in more internet drama than most people see in a lifetime. And these days, he's a co-host on Keemstar's show. So when he pulled up on the Madden show, things were guaranteed to get interesting.
Let me ask you a question. Are you trying to lose weight to become healthier?
Yeah, I used to be about 600 pounds, and now I'm down to like 335. I lost like a couple hundred. I've lost a couple of you at this point.
What's the point if you'll be getting cancer soon anyway?
Boogie2988 had infamously faked having cancer in the late 20s. Madden wasn't able to let that slide.
Emotionally manipulative.
I just realized you guys are
emotionally
yourselves
manipulative
killed without
shithead?
this little tidbit.
You saying that in and of itself is sort of manipulative? You're trying to come off self-aware right now?
I'm trying to get better.
Boogie had also lost all of his money in crypto, and Madden had a really interesting way to bring it up.
Is it possible your girlfriend is just a gold digger hoping that when you die she can inherit your massive debt?
Yes. You know.
I plan to when I die.
But things were about to get even more uncomfortable for Boogie, because Madden was about to bring up the huge age gap between him and
Did you know that when you were 30 your girlfriend wasn't born yet?
When I started my YouTube channel, she was 1.
Wow, I mean, really, are her parents fucking raging?
They were at first, actually, yeah. 100%.
Now I understand. We understand. We learned a little bit more about your 50-year-old boyfriend.
Madden's questions made Madden was only warming up.
Is that because you realized you shouldn't be 300 pounds, you go all the way to 600? Now the consequences of your life.
Right, a lot of hard work. But not cancer.
Damn it!
Boogie's problems
sort of sense what the problem is. You're retarded.
About 3 minutes into the interview, Madden started to notice a smell coming from Boogie, and he started furiously spraying him with water.
Dude, again, I showered before I got here. You smell like shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, dude, of course I do.
No, but his revenge after he spent Mountain Dew all over Madden and his manager.
Yeah, but you just hit yourself, you guys. Maybe my manager. You punished yourself?
Did I get you? Did I not get you?
You got me.
Did I not?
You got me. You got me. You got me. Oh, you got.
And right after that, the podcast returned to the normal question and answer session like nothing happened.
Is it okay to cheat on your wife because she's a bitch?
I never cheated on my ex-wife, and it wasn't because I didn't want to. It's because I couldn't, because I was fat.
What about a big kick to the jaw? Bitch!
Madden couldn't control himself and offended Boogie again.
Oh, you have dogs?
Yeah, I got 2 cute dogs.
Okay.
Little Sammy right here. Actually, my shirt says big boy.
I'll fucking punch his face. I'll fucking...
Hey.
I'll beat the shit out of you.
And after that, things just went downhill until the end of the podcast.
Fuck up, for real.
Oh, fuck off.
That's not cool.
I know!
That's not... Why would you throw something at someone? Fuck you, man. That's not cool.
Yeah, I found an old recording that might help you guys out with the
But
siren.
the next guest somehow managed to
been
bring
observing
even
this
more
siren,
drama to the
Lilith,
table.
since the
Dave
opening of
Guns
the
is an
vault.
American
She
rapper
appears
who
to be
grew
using
up in
the
America
makeup to
and
enhance her
probably
natural
rapping with an
phase
oxygen
walking
tank went
abilities.
viral.
This
Since then,
naturally
people
leads me to
haven't stopped
assume some
talking about it.
unspoken
And while
connection
sometimes
between
it's about his
sirens,
music,
iridium,
most of the
and the
time
vault.
it's about
I have
his
determined
brain.
two
So when
additional
Dave
things.
decided to show
Firstly,
up on Madden's
that she finds
podcast,
it
everyone
irritating
knew
when
that
others
things
pluck out
would
strands
be
of her
anything
hair under the
but
guise of
normal.
needing
And
them for
Madden
scientific
kept mistaking Dave
experimentation.
for
And
someone else.
secondly,
You were on the show like 11
like
months ago.
olives.
Nope,
Wait,
I'm
no,
not David
fried
Lucas, the
pickles.
comedian.
You're not David Lucas?
Nope, I'm Dave Blunt.
And when Madden finally realized that it was David Blunt and not David Lucas, he had some interesting questions.
Do you think you could initiate a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza by standing in the middle?
That's pretty good. One can only hope.
And after that, Madden was curious about what Dave thinks on why you can't say certain words anymore.
It's like if you go up to a person and say, hey, what's up, you they're going,
Next up, Madden went straight to the question that everyone had been wondering about Dave.
how the fuck do you get on a plane?
I usually get 2 seats.
But that's like, I'm not trying to be an asshole or sound like a douchebag, but like, do you fit in the airplane door? Yeah, I've been on the plane.
But the questions weren't about to get easier.
Are you from about 9 or 10,000 years ago where wealth was expressed by how much you can eat?
Right, that's a pretty good one.
No. So, I mean, you just like eating a lot or?
Faith must be getting annoyed, because all of a sudden he started making fun of Matt's outfit.
This is like a woman.
No, it's not.
This is a woman.
No, it's not. This is from Wall Street.
No, women are supposed to have those big ass butts.
No, women's code, you know what they have?
That was like a woman's
It has a little thing on it
that from the...
No.
But Madden wasn't able to shut things down and asked him some more important questions.
Why hasn't there been a transgender Disney movie? Nobody wants to see that shit. That's the only option.
Oh, eh?
The podcast was going really well, and even there were some questions.
And right now, I plan on having like 9 of them and putting them to fucking work.
Yeah, but you have to like talk to women.
I'll talk to women. I'm just too young to do it. Like I want to talk to women when I'm like 47.
Madden switched things back again when he confronted Dave about his lyrics.
What can kids take away from lyrics like I can't put down the cup with weed I fell in love?
I think what kids can take away from that is that you shouldn't pick up the iPad.
That's not what he sounds like. I mean, it sounds almost like a positive thing. I mean, I've never done drugs, but I wanted to take a swing at it after that.
As the podcast was nearing the end, Madden asked Dave some really personal questions.
You never done crack? You're missing out. I've heard some great stuff.
Right. What do you think about crack, Mike?
You know what they say about crack? You know what Matt Biden said? He said it's safer than alcohol.
Madden asked Dave how long he can stand upright and try to make it.
How long are you able to stand?
I don't know, maybe like me, I can stand.
I'll give you like $40 for each minute. No, 40 per minute. 40 per minute.
Oh, so that's like...
You could stand for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Some people think it's only Madden who is a total menace. This group is just as weird as him. Madden usually has his manager, Viral Flooring, and he might be the only co-host in the history of podcasts that doesn't say anything, but he is not scared to get his hands dirty
Only
to
6
protect
sirens can
Madden.
exist in the universe at any given time, and I already know of 3. You're not going to convince me you happen to find one of the remaining 3 just by drawing blue tattoos on some random chick's corpse.
However,
No,
sometimes
I will
things get
admit it was
really
well
heated
hidden.
between Madden and Viral Flooring. Like this time when Madden got really angry at him for not smelling the best.
Why does my manager Viral Flooring smell like shit?
I need you to trust me. One last time. It's about to come to a head. How do you...
This might feel like an isolated incident, but things do get pretty weird in Madden's podcast. Like this time when Madden asked comedian Sam Vulcano a serious question, something really strange happened.
Would you rather die right now or double it and give it to the Native Americans?
Die right now or double it
and give it to the Native Americans.
But that wasn't even the weirdest thing to happen on the Madden show. Because when actor and skateboarder Sonny Solchik answered the question, the table didn't like his answer and just walked away.
Would you think white people should be allowed to say the N-word?
No.
Oh shit, the table's leaving. What the? Bro, that scared the living shit out of me.
And sometimes it's the guests who decide to walk out. Like the time famous gambler Mickey Mace got so annoyed at Madden's co-host Mike that he straight up threatened to hit him before leaving the podcast in the middle.
If you get too close to me, I'm gonna smack the taste right out of your mouth. Do you have any more questions?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know why you're playing. Jack. It's like he's going the complete wrong way.
However, one of the moments that really made Madden's podcast blow up was when he brought on Amoran, a well-known Twitch creator who built her entire brand on hot tub streams, ASMR, and controversy. Because Madden actually had one of Amoran's own fans sitting right beside her during the podcast.
And by the way, in case you didn't notice, we brought one of your fans out today
right.
here
I was
special
supposed
for
to be
you.
studying
We
effects
flew
of
him
the
out.
Z-Tech.
Oh, Well, that's nice of you.
Next up, Madden was about to prove why nobody can ever win a debate against him.
Do you ever feel bad that some sorry middle-aged losers online is going to spend his last $5, which he stole from his mother, on you before he dies of vitamin D deficiency?
No, I don't feel bad about that because if it doesn't go to me, it just goes to some other girl, right?
Yeah, I guess, but that's like saying, I don't know, if I don't call him the N-word, somebody else is going to.
After Amoranth was talking about how her husband has helped her a lot in her life, Madden reminded her of something that she probably wanted to forget.
Okay, well, I mean, didn't he threaten to kill your dog?
Did I mention I don't have a medical license?
He did that when he was angry, but he went to therapy, so...
He was just a little pissed. That's what I do when I'm pissed. I threaten to kill somebody's dog.
He doesn't, he's never
You
actually
bitch,
done
I'm gonna
it.
kill your dog.
And soon, Madden was asking Amoranth the classic questions that people love him for.
If gay means happy, why do I get mad when I see one?
That's a great question. Maybe you should go to therapy.
I guess I could. I don't believe in therapy, and I don't really think it's an issue to begin with.
After not getting a satisfying answer, Madden quizzed Amoranth on how well she knows her own fans.
What % of your fans are morbidly obese?
I haven't really asked them before. That's a good question.
You don't have numbers on it?
No, it's not really something that I take data on.
Yeah, but you're all about making money. Maybe if you knew more statistics about your fans, you could use that to drive some more revenue?
Madden wasn't getting a lot out of Amoranth, so he decided to ask some more moral questions.
If somebody subscribes to your OnlyFans, should they be allowed to follow and stalk you at all times?
No.
Why not?
Because stalking is bad.
Why?
It's dangerous and it's a violation of privacy and no one should do it.
Yeah, but that could be funny if there were like 1,000 obese guys running around trying to find you.
Madden was having a lot of fun, but he just couldn't stop himself from asking Amoranth more questions about her husband.
Why doesn't your husband start a hunting channel?
He's never been hunting.
Oh,
Want to break some
don't
stuff?
Bullshit me.
So I kind of inspired a
the
cult,
mind for it.
and not the fun.
Amoranth wasn't really happy and mentioned how Madden had a wrong impression about her husband, but Madden had a crazy comeback for that.
The only other impression I have of him is him shooting at three black guys stealing.
They weren't even black, so you didn't do very good.
One of them was for sure black.
No, they were all Hispanic.
Oh, well, come on, that's the same thing.
No, okay.
Madden has had all kinds of guests on his podcast, from homeless Batman and Joker to even Chum-Li from Pawn Stars. But the appearance that really shook people, the one nobody ever imagined would actually happen, was when everyone's favorite model Bonnie Blue walked into Madden's podcast. After Madden asked Bonnie to introduce herself, he wasn't really happy with her answer and came up with her own description.
Okay, so essentially what she's trying to say, she's a disgusting but maybe tell them a little bit about yourself and not just your career.
Yeah, so alongside being a disgusting
right.
I love sleeping with strangers. I love sharing my location online and letting anyone enter my house. And I love it, and I have really good fun making the content.
This was the most disgusted Madden had ever looked, and you could clearly see it on his face.
So your entire life is just degeneracy? You don't have any hobbies? It's just all going around being a disgusting imbecile?
Yeah, aside from that, I enjoy shopping, free diving, anything outdoorsy.
It didn't seem like Bonnie was catching Madden's sarcasm, and the show was only about to get messier.
Very interesting. How did you get such interesting hobbies?
Well, pets. You buy pets. I adore my pets.
I know, but most people don't like pets or shopping. You know, what made you interested in something like that? Such a niche thing.
I mean, it's not really niche, it's very common.
Oh, wow.
After that, Madden hit her with questions that could make a person sit back and do some real self-reflection. But it didn't work on Bonnie.
What initially made you such a horrible, shameless, depraved, and wicked individual?
I wanted to do this originally just for money and to get freedom, and then I realized I actually enjoyed it and I had a lot of fun from filming content and meeting new people.
In today's healthcare landscape, your Charge Master is more than a billing tool. It's a
Madden was especially ruthless in this episode, and you can feel that energy in the next question.
What do you think will be the average lifespan of your children? 12, 13 years old?
No, I'm going to live a very long life by my children. They'll be able to get good health care and what more can you ask?
But healthcare won't solve a broken neck from hanging yourself or a shotgun to the face.
Bonnie started explaining how her fans love her in real life and how she barely gets any hate offline. So Madden decided to explain what he thinks her real fan base is actually like.
The only people who would genuinely take a photo with you and be a fan of you would be legitimately insane people, right? Like actual either schizophrenic or people with such insane parasocial relationships that they become schizophrenic.
Madden even brought up how people online say Bonnie looks like she's in her 40s and try to ask her about her real age.
You look like you're 40 or 50, but you're actually 26. Wow, did you know that?
Yeah, I see that comment a lot.
I'm making my own personal observation.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people have said it because it's a little obvious. Did you know that?
And after that, Madden was back to asking the real important question.
How does it feel to be a disgusting, useless rodent?
It feels great. I have multiple a day. I live a very beautiful life, so does my family.
The interview wasn't even halfway in when Madden suddenly asked Bonnie a question about her father.
I saw you claim that your father was supportive of your career. Is he also clinically insane, or does he like deserve like a fucking knuckle sandwich or something? I mean, what's the deal with that?
No, he is supportive. Obviously, he does not watch my content at all.
I'm not asking if you watch. I'm not claiming that. That would be extremely weird.
Madden's questions were getting sharp, and you could clearly see Bonnie starting to get annoyed.
And your parents, who are between 70 and 90 years old, know how to use the internet?
My parents are in their 50s.
Then how is that
they do.
possible if you're in your 50s?
It's really boring now because I'm clearly 26.
As Bonnie continued to complain that the podcast was really boring, Madden had the perfect response for her.
It's boring?
Okay, but why not just send it up?
Actually, I
Why
could
call me
understand
out
how
here
that's
and
boring
increase
because
the
it's
risk
like
of
you're
Hyperion
kind of
finding out
idiot.
you're still working with the Crimson
But Bonnie
Raiders?
kept complaining, saying Madden wasn't listening to anything she'd said. So Madden decided to explain exactly why he was doing that.
I'm not, you just don't really listen to anything I say, so it gets boring answering your questions.
Well, I'm hard of hearing a little bit because I've put a screen here to block me from you.
And when Bonnie tried telling Madden that's not how sound works, he had the perfect comeback ready for her.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the sound would travel over and through the side, but okay, maybe sound doesn't work that way.
No, he doesn't. You're not a scientist. Remember that. You're a whole...
Soon after, Madden also tried helping Bonnie switch to a whole new career path.
Do you know how to steal a catalytic converter?
No.
Jack just
Why
left
don't
him
you
for
learn how
dead
to
in
do
the
that so
snow,
you can
evidently.
change
The
careers?
Raiders could use the help.
I don't want to change career.
But you could make a lot of money stealing a catalytic converter.
When Bonnie claimed that she feels that nothing is missing from her life, Madden decided to give her a free reality check.
I don't feel like anything is missing now.
You are objectively and factually missing a catalytic converter and the skills to steal one.
Okay, but I don't need those skills.
You don't know yet because do you know what a catalytic converter is?
Most of the jokes are flying right over Bonnie's head, so Madden finally decided to ask her about why that was happening.
Were you slammed on your head as a baby?
Talk to you once I find the vault hunter.
No.
I'm sorry for...
Go into that in a little bit of detail, please.
I wasn't slammed on my head as a baby.
Most of the responses Bonnie had to Madden's questions were so bad that he had no choice but to censor them.
Were you literally sent here by the devil to make the world a worse place?
Yes, the devil sent me here to...
You know, I'm gonna just bleep all of that out, right?
Madden tried to know the other side of Bonnie and decided to ask her some political questions.
Are you a liberal?
I don't really know what that means.
You don't know what it... Yes, you do. You're now just grifting or lying.
I actually don't know what it means.
Madden was in complete shock at how clueless Bonnie was, and she wasn't doing anything to help her case.
You are truly an imbecile. You are, like, knowledgeless on what?
Yeah.
Just about everything?
I honestly don't know much about things, but I know how to give a good... I know how to pleasure people, and I know how to get myself out there.
You're grossing out my body here. You've just backed up from here.
Madden tried to establish control over his own podcast by asking Bonnie some general knowledge questions.
In Florida, there are these invasive lizards, and you can get paid to kill them. Did you know about this?
I didn't know.
Have you ever been to Florida?
When I was young, yeah, I did Disney World.
You did Disney World?
Yeah, like I went to Disney World.
But clearly, nothing Madden tried to make the podcast interesting was working, because Bonnie kept making every question weird, leaving Madden wondering if she even had a soul.
I mean, you are like a psychopath, maybe a sociopath. Again, you don't have a soul, just looking at your eyes.
I do have a soul, but no, I adore my pets and do nothing but look after them and shelter them with love.
Right.
To wrap up this painful
Thanks.
40-minute podcast,
The less
Madden
Hyperion
and
knows
Bonnie
about
got
me, the
into
better.
a heated argument
You
about
didn't,
consent and
listen
morals.
to
And since Bonnie didn't seem to understand his point, Madden had no choice but to tell her exactly how he felt about her.
You're just trying to say consent isn't important.
Nope, I'm saying that it is important. And the fact that you've crossed the boundary and done something worse is unbelievable. I mean, I almost
Consent
want to say
isn't
congratulations. You might be the worst person I've ever met in my life.
I started working at the barbershop and realized I don't have any insurance. This is not good. Through healthcare.gov, I was able to find
Let's go Reddit of the week. Yeah, not all of them are like that. But like a lot of people just gonna be like fighting with pickaxes and shit like that. I think Florida could handle like at least 90% of the West Coast, to be honest, though, Brian. I'm pretty sure everybody else can handle Texas and California, though. That's tough. What y'all think, though, bruh? East and it's not close. Like, if there's ever like a division, like this ever cuts down the middle and niggas go to war, it's not gonna be close. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's not gonna be close, though, bro. I'm not gonna hold. Oregon YNs build different. When have you heard about any YNs from Oregons? Like, don't they got like tornadoes and like down there? Come on, man. Best. Texas defeats the East. You know you don't believe that, though. Like, granted, I know Texas got, yeah, my name Billy Bob Jones, and I got a mobile, got in, my butt got in, 75, blah, 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 blah. Like, nigga, I know niggas be like that down there. I know niggas got guns in Texas. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Texas is weak. I know Texas is carrying. But it's just like, my nigga, like, Texas is not, like, holding their own against all you. It's just not. It's just not. I'm not gonna lie. Texas, y'all gotta get past Florida first, bro. Y'all gotta get past Florida first before y'all worry about anybody else, though, bro. Okay. Let's see, though, bro. The fuck you gonna do when you see a 6'4" big black with wicks? Yeah, when you see a nigga named John Wicks pull up from Florida, though, bro, it's GG's. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's motherfucking GG's. No nigga got like ambitious stamina, though, bro. So, it just be like that. Maybe Ghetto was right. I'm in an abusive relationship. These bedrock skeletons out here moving like crime king gone. So I would instincts of what the? They coming after you. What you gonna do? Handling it. Handling it. I don't even know who this is. Handling it.
Our intel chain is compromised.
How long have you willingly been committing treason against the United States government? What? Someone's been watching and listening to you.
You're telling me it's real?
That's why I said stream from you. You were hacked.
You can either attempt to remove what's in your brain, or we keep the hatch open. Yeah, that. We need
one. See the shop?
Oh, no time!
shock open.
Hopefully you've had your shots. Don't worry.
With that done, I think I'm gonna hop off now. But that was pretty fire. As always.